Hey, good morning, guys. I'm going to review for the mid-chapter checkpoint this morning. First things first, you are definitely today going to estimate, then find the sum. Remember, when we estimate, the strategy that we use is rounding. All right, so let's look at this problem. 783 plus 147. Again, we are not adding to get the to get the exact answer. We are getting an estimate, and I'm going to round. I'm going to round to the nearest hundreds because that's the greatest place value. Okay, remember, whatever you do to the top number, the top add-in, you have to do for the second one too. All right, rewrite it out to the side. I know that there is 7 in the hundreds place. I go right next door, and there is an 8 in the tens place. 5 or greater, add 1 more. So the hundreds place increases by 1, so the hundreds place turns into an 800, and all of the digits to the right, the tens place and the ones place, turn into zeros. All right, so 783 rounds up to 800. Let's do the same thing for 147. 1 is in the hundreds place. I go right next door to the tens place. That number is a 4. 4 or less, let it rest. Leave it alone. So the hundreds place stays the same. All of the digits turn into a 0. Okay, now we can go back and add. I know that 800 plus 100 is 900. So I just estimated by using rounding, and then I found the sum. I added those estimates, 800 plus 100, and I got 900. Now, there is a word problem that I wanted to go over, and guys, I'm redoing this video. I tried to do it this morning and it was so slow, so I've already underlined some important information in these word problems, but that's okay. So look at this one. I took this one from the estimating and rounding review from the other day. All right, because I wanted to go over this clue word that says twice. Okay, so let me go over that. Curtis collected 137 cans for recycling on Tuesday and twice that number on Wednesday. How many cans did he collect on Wednesday? All right. So again, the word problem says that Curtis collected 137 cans, and we know exactly how many cans he collected on Tuesday, 137. I'm going to write that out to the side. That's very important. And twice that number on Wednesday. All right? So we don't know exactly how many cans he collected on Wednesday, but we have clues to help us figure out how many cans he collected on Wednesday. So twice, you guys, means 2 times. Double it, okay? So we're going to add 137 2 times because it says if he collected 137 cans on Tuesday and twice that number on Wednesday, we need to double it by adding 137 twice. And whatever our answer is, our sum, that will tell us exactly how many cans he collected on Wednesday. And that is what the question says. How many cans did he collect on Wednesday? And boys and girls, we've been doing so many estimating problems, but notice that this word problem does not say estimate, and it does not say about. So we are solving to get the exact answer. We want to know the exact amount of cans Curtis collected on Wednesday. All right, so let's use place value to add. Let's start adding in the ones place. 7 plus 7 ones is 14 ones. I have to regroup 10 ones for 110. That's why we carry this 110. 3 tens plus 3 tens is 6 tens, plus the 110 that we regrouped is 7 tens. 100 plus 100 is 200. So go back to that one. Go back to the problem. How many cans did he collect on Wednesday? He collected 274 cans. Okay, let's do another one. And boys and girls, if you are paying very close attention, you are going to ace today's mid-chapter checkpoint. As you can see, I already did this one. Anyway, Emma planted 64 tomatoes, 38 cucumbers, and 47 squash. That sounds delicious. About how many tomatoes and cucumbers did she plant? All right, so what do we know about this word problem? We know Emma, she collects tomatoes, cucumbers, and squash, and we know exactly how many of those each she collects. Now the question says, look at that clue word, about. So we know we're going to estimate. We are not getting the exact answer to this problem. About how many tomatoes and cucumbers did she plant? So we are trying to solve, we're going to estimate, and we're trying to find a total number. But notice, we only want to know about how many she collects, tomatoes and cucumbers. So tomatoes, she planted, 64, and she planted, let's see, cucumbers, 38. All right. And notice how they did give us some extra information to this word problem. They told us about how she planted 47 squash. You will have that several times in word problems where they just give you extra information you don't even need to be able to solve the word problem. Again, the question says about how many tomatoes and cucumbers did she plant. It did not add the squash, so that's extra information. And again, we are estimating because it says about. All right, the greatest place value is the tens place, so I'm going to round to the nearest tens. All right, let me go ahead and underline the 6 tens and 64 and circle my digit in the ones place. That digit in the ones place tells us if we round up or down. All right, 4 or less, let it rest. So 6 tens stays the same, and the 4 turns into a 0. And with 38, 3 tens is the rounding place, the rounding digit. Go to the right to the ones place. 5 or greater, add 1 more. So 4 tens increases by, 3 tens increases by 1, and the ones place turns into a 0. Now that I estimated, now I may get my total because we still want to know about how many tomatoes and cucumbers she plants. 60 plus 40 is 100. So Emma planted about 100 tomatoes and cucumbers combined. All right, and one more problem. Again, if you're paying very close attention, you will see word problems today that are very, very, very similar. Because I want you guys to succeed, and I want y'all to do your best and do well. All right, last problem. There are 283 boys and 342 girls in the Memphis school. How many students are in the school? All right, what do we know? We know there are 283 boys, circle that, and 342 girls out of Memphis school. The question says, how many students are in the school? So all we have to do is we're just adding. We want to know the total number of students in the school. So we definitely have to add the amount of boys and the amount of girls in that school. So let me set up the problem. 283 plus 342. And notice the question says, how many students are in the school? There is no clue words that say about or estimate, so we are getting the exact answer. So let's add in the ones place first. 3 plus 2 ones is 5. 8 plus 4 tens is 12 tens. We have to regroup. 2 plus 3 hundreds is 5, plus the 1 we regrouped is 600. So how many students are in the school? 625 students.